So once you guys have your goal for this year, then why your goals are important. So anything relating to it helps you in life. It helps you, I don't know, be more productive, anything like that. All right, so 1.1 is finding and describing patterns. The objective is to find patterns and make predictions. If it goes, let's see. All right, so this is our first example. Okay, so we're looking for patterns. So here we've got a pattern, and we're trying to answer how many sides will the next figure have. So we're looking at sides here. Okay, how many sides does the first shape have?
3.
The next shape?
4.
Next?
5.
Next?
6.
Okay, so how do we answer this question? How many sides will the next figure have? 7. Does it ask us to draw it? No, so we don't have to draw it. And that's your answer. Okay? Now next, what does it ask us to do? Good. Describe a pattern in the numbers. So do we have to answer it? Do we have to answer the pattern, or do we just have to tell what's going on? Tell what's going on. Good. Okay. So how do I get from 3 to 6? I'm adding 3. What else could I do to get from 3 to 6? Times 2. Good. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Those are really, I think, our only 2 ways. How do we get from 6 to 9? Adding 3. Okay, so this works. Does this multiplying by 2 work? No. So how about I just cross that one out? Okay, so I see add 3, add 3. How do I get from 9 to 12? Add 3. 12 to 15? Add 3. And 15 to 18? We're adding 3. So what happens? How would I describe this? Add 3. So that will be your answer. Questions on that one? That's probably a little easier one. Now, if you guys see, you don't have to do all this, but that's what sometimes helps us, especially like this one's a little tricky. It's a little more tricky. So, but do it if it helps you. Otherwise, if you see right away every time I add 3, you can just write this down. I am more than okay with that. Can I move on to B? Can you guys see okay? Okay. All right. 1 to 4. How do I get from 1 to 4? Plus 3. What else could I do? What? Times 4. All right. So 4 to 9, what do I add? Can I multiply by anything? No. Okay, so 3 and 5, that's not the same, but let's see if we get a pattern. How do you get from 9 to 16? Plus 7. 16 to 25? 9. 25 to 36? Miss Rhoda, will you give them calculators? Thank you. 11, good. Okay, so what do I see here? Let's just cross out this times 4. Okay, so 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. What's happening here? What are we adding?
3 is the method of 2.
Okay. I like where you're going with that. You said what, Jonathan?
Extra 3.
Okay. So we're adding, what type of numbers are all these? They're odd. So what could I say? Adding what? Let's put add increasing odd numbers. And I'm going to shorten it and just put the number sign. That is not a hashtag. It is a hashtag. But add increasing odd numbers. Okay, there's something else here. This is the coolest pattern ever. Look out. What's 1? squared. What's 1 times 1? What's 2 times 2? 3 times 3? 4 times 4? Oh. 4 times 4? 16. 5 times 5? 6 times 6? These are all perfect squares. Fun stuff. Woo woo! Anything we can think of? Can I move on? I'll let everyone finish up writing. Questions? I think we got 2 more examples. Almost there. Yep, and then we have our summary, which just takes 30 seconds to do. Not that much more to go. Can I move on? Alrighty. Okay, describe the pattern and list the next 2 numbers. So what is it having us do here? Hold on, what's our directions having us do? Describe and then what? List the next 2. Okay. So, what are we doing in the first one?
Adding 11.
Okay, not 11, close. You're adding 10, good. What are you adding to the next one? 20. What about to the next one? 40. What about to the next one? 80. Okay, what do you see is happening here? What do you see is happening? How do you get from 10 to 20? If you add 10 or you multiply by 2. So you multiply by 2. How do you get from 20 to 40? What do you multiply by? By 2. How do you get from 40 to 80? Multiply by 2. Or, what do you see here? What do these 11 and 10 add to? 21. 21 and 20 add to? Good, okay. So, we're kind of subtracting 1. So, you could say add previous number, subtract 1. You could write this a bunch of different ways, but that's how I'm going to write it. Add previous. I'm going to write that different. Add previous number. Then subtract 1. I don't think I have any like this on your quiz or test. Not this hard. Where you it's hard to get the words. You could have also wrote multiply previous addition by 2. Okay, so what am I going to add to 161? So adding previous number minus 1. So what would I add? 160. What would 161 plus 160 be? You guys got calculators on your desk.
320.
321. Good. 321. Okay, so what am I going to add to 321, you think? Good, 320. So what's 321 plus 320? Six what? I thought I heard it.
641.
Good, 641. Okay. So those are your next 2. The next one's a little easier. Okay. How do I get from 311 to 297? I'm going to assume since we're going down, we're going to do what? Subtract. Good. So how do I get from 311 to 297? Minus 14. Good. How do I get from 297 to 283? in your calculator, you could do 297. Good. Minus 14. 283 minus 269 would give you a 14. How do you get from 269 to 255? Minus 14. Okay, so what are we doing each time? Subtracting 14. That's how you would explain it. Okay, so how do I get from 255? I'm going to subtract 14. What would your answer be? 241. Then subtract 14.
227.
Good, 227. So then if you're feeling crazy, you can answer it too if you want. But otherwise, I'll pull these. So we multiply by 2 each time here.